in Chicago. Now the roles have reversed. Tampa Bay has won 6 of 7, and the Sox are slumping. Tonight, it's a marquee pitching matchup. Lefty fireballer David Price faces former Ray Edwin Jackson. Catch all the action on Sun Sports. Tonight at Tropicana Field, the Rays continue their 2-team 8-game homestand as they will play host to the Chicago White Sox in the first game of a 4-game series. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you looking in tonight. We'll be hearing from Todd Callis throughout the evening as well. Well, the Rays have won 5 of their last 6. The White Sox have dropped 4. And lost 4, or actually lost 5 of their last 6 as well. And it is amazing what a week's difference can make. It has made a legend of Sam Fuld, who just over a week ago in Chicago started it all by making one of those great catches.
Well, I mean, what do you say about Sam Fuld moving into that leadoff spot? See what he's done his last 8 games, a 389 average. He's got the home runs, some RBIs, been doing some things on the base paths. He gives you the all-out hustle in the outfield, playing defense. He's got the quick release, making great plays. I mean, he has been a guy that's been a nice find for the Rays to be able to plug in at the top of the lineup. But I don't think it's any coincidence that in those 8 games, the Rays have won 5 of them. 5 of their 6 wins have come during this stretch. Sam Fuld, a little spark plug there at the top of the order for the Rays.
Yeah, and tonight a great pitching matchup. David Price has never beaten the Chicago White Sox ball club. He'll try to do that and at the same time even his record on the season.
Well, he's moving into this start coming off of a nice one his last time out after the big blowout win against the Red Sox where the Rays put up 16 runs. You knew it was going to be tough the next night. David Price, John Lester, not a lot of runs to come by. David Price more than held up his end of the bargain, pitching a tough 7 2/3 innings, just the 2 earned runs. He picked up his first win of the season. Now let's see if he can go ahead and pick up his first win against the Chicago White Sox. And he'll be opposed by Edwin Jackson, who, wow, what has he done against the Rays in a couple of different uniforms? 3 starts, perfect record, very low earned run average. He did have the no-hitter against the Rays the last time he pitched here as a member of the Arizona Diamondbacks. However, I think his last outing against where he matched up with David Price was his best start against the Rays, and maybe the best start in his career. He went 8 innings, gave up 1 earned, but punched out 13. Was dominant in doing so.
And if he'd ever throw a no-hitter, it should have been that day because he had the greatest slider that we've ever seen him have. He is 2-0 on the year, making his 4th start. David Price 1-2, also making his 4th start of the year. Price in with an earned run average of 3.92. Rays and the White Sox about to get it started in here. Matt Joyce will be featured when we come back. The local boy back home making good.
Armwood High product, Matt Joyce, signing some. Today he will play left field for the Rays as they get ready for the first of 4 against the Chicago White Sox. For Joyce, it's really been a lot better at the plate as of late. The thing for him, he's just using the whole field. Line drive there to lefty C for a base hit. Then he pulls a line drive into right up the middle, straightaway central for a double. Matt Joyce has been hitting the ball a lot better in this homestand. And really, since that day off he had in Chicago where he kind of got things sorted out, ever since then he has been on a tear. In fact, let's look at those numbers since that 1 for 20 start. 11 for his last 23 with 4 doubles, 3 RBIs, a steal, and a slugging percentage above .650. Before the game, we caught up with Joyce and asked him about the big difference as of late.
Just a little more relaxed. Sometimes you're out there every day and grinding it out, and you just start pressing and you try harder and harder and harder, and things just seem to go worse and worse. And that's the game of baseball. When you try harder, things don't really go your way.
Things have been going the way of Matt Joyce as of late, and we are ready for baseball. A little more than 3 minutes away from the first pitch. It is the Rays and the White Sox in high definition. Edwin Jackson against David Price, a couple of teammates from the 08 championship team.
Brought to you by AutoWay, part of Auto Nation, the largest automotive retailer in the country. So we can do big things. By AT TBA, by Toyota, moving forward, and by Checkers, feast on. Tonight, the Rays and the White Sox. This series will actually conclude the season series between these two teams. The Rays a week ago playing a 4-game series in Chicago, and tonight opening this 4-game series tonight. Well, Johnny Damon and the Angels starting right-hander Dan Herron named American League Co-Players of the Week for the period ending the 17th. Damon in 6 games hit .375 with 11 runs batted in, and perhaps more important, Joe Madden updates his physical condition with that finger situation.
His hand's still sore, so he's, like we told you yesterday, day-to-day. If we needed him to run today, probably could run. I doubt that he'd be able to hit by the end of the game. He's still undergoing treatment with our crack medical staff back there, so we'll find out. But it's a day-to-day situation.
There's Johnny Damon in uniform in the dugout, but As you heard Joe say, perhaps able to pinch run, but he's not very optimistic that he'd be able to swing a bat, and we will see. It was just the tip of that ring finger that was the issue. Starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox. Juan Pierre leads it off at left, followed by Gordon Beckham. The DH is Carlos Quentin. Paul Konerko at first, Alex Rios in center, and Alexi Ramirez the shortstop. Hitting seventh and doing the catching is Ramon Castro. Brent Lillibridge in right hits eighth, and Brent Morrell, the third baseman, bats ninth.
Left-hander David Price makes his fourth start of the season tonight for the Rays, a 1-2 record. He picked up that win in his last start where he was able to outduel John Lester in Fenway Park.
And there's Ozzie Guillen, the skipper of the Chicago White Sox. Alternately elated and frustrated by his club this year. First pitch to Juan Pierre is inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Gunnar Wendelstedt calls the balls and strikes. And Pierre is ahead in the count against Price. 2 balls, no strikes. That's a strike. 2-1. Pierre starts the night hitting .292, always a threat to bunt, and not afraid to be hit by a pitch on occasion. Kochman down at first takes care of this play. An unassisted put out by Kochman.
Well, let's take a look at the Rays defense tonight. Left to right in the outfield, Matt Joyce, Sam Fuld, and Ben Zobrist across the infield, third to first. Sean Rodriguez, Reed Brignac, Elliott Johnson, and Casey Kochman. John Jaso gets the call behind the plate.
And there is Sam Fuld in center field as B.J. Upton has the night off. Gordon Beckham. A ball, no strikes, the count to Beckham. Beckham had a great second half last year, got off to a good start this season, but has struggled recently. As he starts this series, he's won of his last 14. 2-1 the count.
Well, this entire Chicago ball club has been struggling as of late.
And that one blown right by him. Mid-90s fastball. Good luck with that one.
And keeping it away from Gordon Beckham. You watch the swing here. Watch the front hip. It's gone. You get that front hip cleared that quickly, you will never reach a fastball in the outside corner.
A little bit wide, and he did not go. Rays wanted the appeal, and the count goes to 3-2.
Well, smart here, recognized by Jaso and Price to go right back to that spot.
And a swing and a miss. Another fastball as Price just reared back and fired that one by him.
Well, that's smart pitching and a catcher that recognizes it. You realize you're beating him with the fastball and you're beating him with it badly. So you come right to it. You see this hip here as it watches it as it clears out of there quick. And that's gone. And that's not that one. He did actually a better job of staying in there. But on those 2 fastballs he swung and missed at earlier in the count, that front hip, he had that going down to third base quick, and you'll never reach that pitch away.
Here's Carlos Quentin. Here's the DH. And lines the first pitch fastball. Tell you, he was ready for that fastball. That one clocked at 98. And he got enough wood on it to line it over the head of Brignac. Didn't hit it all that great, but still a line drive.
No, that was a dart that was running down. They want this pitch away. His ball yanks across the plate. But Carlos Quentin never met a fastball he didn't like. Strong guy and able to get it out there into left field.
So a 2-out base hit. We'll get Paul Konerko up there. And Konerko with outstanding numbers against Price. 6 out of 12, including the long ball. Little piece of that one foul for a strike. Take a look at that action back of the plate here. That's Hunter Wendelstedt. And the underneath part of the protection on that mask dislodged with that foul ball. But Hunter still smiling back there.
And really into the game now.
Yeah. 0-1 the count. Fly ball center field. Fuld trying to close fast, can't get there. Cutting in front, Zobrist, who comes up with it with a flip back to second. Quentin goes to third as Konerko drops it into center field.
How about that? Two poorly hit balls. You get the first 2 outs of the inning. Quentin gets a jam shot, breaks his bat, and then right here, this ball running in, gets in on Konerko, but just out in the middle of nowhere. No one able to get to it. Now runners at first and third. Both of those fastballs, too, by Price. He wanted away, yanked them back in.
Here's Alex Rios. Fouls it the other way. That's a strike. Well, we told you about Konerko, and look at Rios and his numbers against David Price. 7 of 11. Not only 2 home runs, but 2 doubles and a triple. It's foul out of play. 0-2. White Sox as a team hitting .270, and they're hitting a little over .280 against lefties. Price misses away. Hard stuff out there.
Well, this is also part of the maturation of David Price. He realizes that Alex Rios, a lot of the damage that has been done off him has been done on the breaking ball. A couple of hits in the last ball game were on the breaking ball, so he's staying hard with it.
And he shot that outside corner and missed, says Hunter Wendelstedt. 2-2. Let's take another look.
Going for the punch out. That ball just stays off the plate, not by much, but enough.
And a wave and a miss. He's out this time. That'll retire the side. 2 strikeouts, 2 left. Bottom of the first, no score. The Rays are coming in to hit. Facing Edwin Jackson tonight. Take a look at the starting lineup put together by Joe Madden. Sam Fuld again in the leadoff spot. Elliott Johnson gets a start at second base. He hits second. Matt Joyce in left. The DH is Felipe Lopez. Ben Zobrist in right with Casey Kochman at first. Sean Rodriguez at third and seventh in front of John Jaso and Reed Brignac.
Edwin Jackson making the start for the White Sox, his 4th of the year. Perfect 2-0 record, very good 2.89 earned run average. Has the 24 strikeouts and 18 2/3. The lion's share, 13 of those came against his last start against the Rays.
And he drops the first pitch in there, a strike around the knees to Sam Fuld. Sam, the 7th leading hitter in the American League as we start play. And there's a base hit right back through the middle. He shoots that mid-90s fastball right back into center to Rios, and Fuld is aboard.
Sam Fuld will give you a lot of different looks out of that leadoff spot. Sometimes he'll work the count, see some pitches, especially the first at bat of the game. Other times he'll get aggressive. Knows Edwin Jackson's got a very good fastball, and I don't think anybody wants to see the slider right now.
Boy, the slider he had in Chicago had to be the greatest slider he's ever had. He was very, very good.
That slider was upper 80s and had the tilt that was almost straight down, almost curveball spin at that speed. Really incredible, just racking up strikeout after strikeout with that pitch. And the thing was, as you got into the middle innings, Rays hitters knew it was coming. You didn't want to get to 2 strikes because whether you're a righty or a lefty, that's what you were going to see. You were going to swing at it, and you were going to come up empty.
Another move to first base. Well, and that was a time when Rays hitters were a little more tentative and, seeing a lot more pitches. After seeing that slider, you might see a lot of guys swinging early in the count in this game.
No doubt.
Johnson puts down the bunt. Morel with a pickup, throw to first in time. Fuld bunted into scoring position at second base. Konerko got back to take the throw.
Well, let's take a look at the White Sox defense. Behind Edwin Jackson tonight, left to right in the outfield, Juan Pierre, Alex Rios, and Brent Lillibridge. Across the infield, third to first, Brent Morel, Alexi Ramirez, Gordon Beckham, and Paul Konerko. Ramon Castro gets the call behind the plate tonight.
Well, Matt Joyce gets the first opportunity to drive in a run tonight. Fuld at second with 1 out, bottom of the first. Matt hitting .279. And there's a ball. Well, the Rays have not had a lot of leads even during this hot stretch. They've had some comeback wins. Coming into this game, they played 136 innings this year, and they've held the lead in only 24 of them. 1-1 to count to Joyce.
Fortunate to be 6-9 with those kind of numbers.
Edwin, 24 strikeouts. There's a good chance he'll be among those leaders all year in the American League.
You see, since he came over to the White Sox, started working with pitching coach Don Cooper, his numbers have changed dramatically. Now, obviously, the sample size is much smaller than the rest of his career, but his walks have gone way down, almost a walk and a half per 9, and the strikeouts have gone way up, over 3 more strikeouts per 9 innings pitched. Really a huge improvement. I think, if you watch that last start against the Rays, you saw it all come together. I mean, Edwin was a guy that, he threw the no-hitter and gave up 9 base runners. He walked 8 and hit a guy, and that was always the thing that hurt him. A lot of walks, deep counts. That last start against the Rays, he had the big strikeout numbers with 13, only 1 walk in those 8 innings.
2-2 to Joyce, who's nothing out of 8 against Jackson, for whom he was traded. And he's under this one and skies a popper to the right side. Gordon Beckham, the second baseman, makes the catch. 2 outs. So it'll be up to Felipe Lopez if the Rays are to break out in front in the first inning tonight. Lopez continues to hit cleanup, the DH tonight. pitch is a strike. Started him with an off-speed pitch there. His changeup is about, not quite, but close to the average major league fastball. I think they clocked that one at 86.
That hurts, Dwayne.
The pitch is high. Yeah, but it's craft and guile and brains that get you through.
It's real humbling when you see a guy tuck the ball as far back as he can in his hand and take his power fingers out from behind it and throw it as hard as you did with your best bolt.
There's a bit of hyperbole in there on your part.
A couple miles an hour.
That's right.
That's about it.
Yeah, that great changeup, great slider, really outstanding pitch. And then, of course, the fastball that can go anywhere from about 93 to 100. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And he's starting to learn how to harness it and how to pitch with it. Got a good pitching coach, and when he's out there throwing to AJ Przinsky, who's knows how to put down some fingers and call a good game.
There's a ground ball, going to skip through up the middle into center. Here comes Fuld in to score, and the Rays take the early lead. A 2-out hit by Lopez, driving in Fuld, and it's 1-0 Tampa Bay.
Now Felipe Lopez stuck his bat out there, got him another changeup, and got one that was elevated. You see the grip? Just up enough. Didn't overswing, just hit it hard enough to get it up the middle past Gordon Beckham, and Sam Fuld scores. Rays take the lead.
Only the second time this year that the Rays have grabbed the lead in the first inning. Now Ben Zobrist looks at a strike. The Rays, because of their recent surge late, leading the majors in runs scored in the ninth, but only the second run they've scored in the first inning. A strike to count to Zobrist. Edwin, a game under 500 for his career. And there's a shot high and deep off the bat of Zobrist. Gone! Home run from Ben Zobrist. An 0-1 pitch, and Zobrist parks it in the seats in right field. The Rays lead 3-0.
Well, so far here in the first inning, Edwin Jackson has not had the same slider that he had in his last start. A couple have just spun up there. That was one of them. Ben Zobrist, that ball moving into his hot zone, crushes it.
Casey Kochman takes it high. You could see the delivery on that, and he seemed to be under the slider a little bit.
Dropped the elbow.
Which elevated it, and boy, Zobrist knew exactly what to do with that pitch.
Yeah, when he's throwing the slider with that sharp break, he's out in front and on top of that baseball and driving it downhill with that boring action, and it just darts into the dirt. That elbow drops just a little bit. You get underneath it, and it will just spin.
There's Kochman chopping it to second. Beckham takes care of it. The toss to first to retire the side. But the Rays have a 3-run inning. The capping blow, the shot by Ben Zobrist, a 2-run homer. At the end of an inning, the Rays lead 3-0. Lead. Don't miss another minute of the action only at the ballpark. You can get the best seats, biggest savings, and all the fantastic benefits by becoming a Rays season ticket holder. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. 1-0 the count to Alexi Ramirez. He comes in hitting .291. Streak on the outside edge. Ramirez, then the catcher Castro, and the right fielder Brent Lillibridge. Ground ball over the mound. Back is second. That's Elliott Johnson. Low throw, but it's scooped by Kochman. Kochman can really play first base, and a nice pickup on that throw.
Yeah, you needed to have a slick fielder down there. Elliott Johnson get to a ground ball that too many bounces. It was going to be hard enough to get to and be able to throw out Ramirez. David tries to stick his foot out and get it, but it's not an easy scoop. That's not one of those ones right out in front of you where you just pick it off the turf. You've got to really have a good read on that. And that was a nice play by Kochman.
Castro takes a high fastball. 1-0. It's Kochman at first base. 2-0. Cut the miss. 2-1. Up the right side. It's going to be a foul ball. Zobrist running a straight line to the bullpen mound and just a little short. Back of the mound in the bullpen. That was a great effort by Ben Zobrist. Was happy to see him get up and be all right. Those bullpen mounds can be treacherous.
Yeah, in play. I mean, all of a sudden you hit a hill. He's looking around and gets close to that wall behind the mound and pulls a little gator arm. T-Rex arm.
Castro fouls it back. And
I think they were trying to sell
us as skid marks, but that's something else. That's bullpen art. That's dirt art in the bullpen. They're just expressing themselves.
Now they're just trying too hard.
Look, a line in the dirt.
And a rosin bag.
Pitch is down. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball in the hole. It's short. Great stop by Brignac. Throw. They're going to get him. Brignac, a great play from the hole at shortstop up, and he throws a strike to Kochman to get Castro. Boy, stamped that one with a star.
Boy, are you kidding me? The dive by Rodriguez out of his reach, but Reed, and then gets up and throws right away. Accurate, strong throw. How about this? Getting up and throwing in one motion.
Brent Lillibridge lifting a foul up the right side. There goes Zobrist again, but this one is out of play. Only to tease him by bouncing back to him. 1 strike the count to Lillibridge. Boy, what a play by the Rays' young shortstop, Reed Brignac. This one is down. 1-1. That's what a full diet of crawfish etouffee and some jambalaya will do for you growing up in Louisiana. High fly ball to right. A bit more routine for Zobrist this time, and he makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down in the second out of the inning, courtesy of Reed Brignac. A dive, a stop, and a throw. 3-0 Rays.
Of an inning and a half. Good to see Evan Longoria today on the field taking grounders before the game. And what is the next step for Longoria? We found out beforehand.
Supposed to take some dry swings with the fungo tomorrow, and again, you know, that's kind of step one, and then see how I feel the next day. And if I feel good the next day, there's no soreness, then we move on to a regular bat and then tee work and flips and all that. So we're inching closer, and I can't wait, man.
Longoria will be with the team on the next road trip, guys, and he can't wait to get out there. Back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you. And it certainly would be good to see him return to the lineup. But the one thing they want to be careful, you don't push that type of injury. Sean Rodriguez lifting a fly ball into right field. That's out number 1.
If you want to get an idea about how the Rays staff deals with injuries, that's J.P. Howell.
Yeah.
He's been ready to go for a couple of weeks now in his own mind. And
yeah, apparently it's to the point where he's boycotting Twitter and Facebook and all of those things. He's just boycotting them because he wants to play and they won't let him. So it's akin to a hunger strike. Here's John Jaso. Pitch is a strike. So at 179, really struggled, and lately he's picked up a few more hits. 1-1. Jaso 0 for 5 against Edwin Jackson. Doing 1. This is the 4th start of the year for Edwin, and in his first 3 starts, he had not allowed a run in the first, but in this one, his 4th, the Rays jumped him for 3. Little tap. Jackson with the toss to first, 2 up and 2 down. Interesting thing when you look at his first 2 outings against Cleveland and the Rays, he came away with wins. He was very good, as we mentioned, in Chicago 11 days ago on the 7th of this month. He made 119 pitches in that one, and then pitched against Oakland his next time out, had a no decision, but gave up 3 runs and 7 hits in 4 2/3. And there were actually people wondering if maybe the pitch count at 119 in his second start had a negative effect on his following start against Oakland. I mean,
shocking.
What are we coming to?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, the little hurt himself at the 120 pitches. I mean, you know, it's one of those Well, there's been such a big deal made out of the 100-pitch count.
Hey, Brignac, a shot up the middle, base hit in the center.
That I think it's a natural byproduct. Now, boy, if you let a guy go over 100 pitches, he goes 108, 110, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, he left him in there so long. So I think anymore that you get managers that almost manage to that they're going to pull a guy out after 100 pitches because heaven forbid if you let him go 115, 120 and he doesn't have a very good outing next time, or he comes up with a little soreness, that all of a sudden everything's going to blow up in your face and they're going to start questioning you how in the world you can let a major league starting pitcher throw 120 pitches in one game. It's crazy.
Yeah, at first, 2 gone. And the pitch is a strike. If you'd like a written transcript of Brian's last diatribe, just send a self-addressed stamped envelope.
Well, how many times have we talked about that?
Yeah, you're
that
absolutely
topic.
right, and I'm right there with you. Fuld takes the pitch and it's down. Here's the question in my mind, though. It's so prevalent, and pitchers expect to come out, and they think if they throw 119 pitches, they've really, really thrown a lot of pitches. And we mentioned the other day, it was Sandy Koufax who said, hey, the legs and the arms aren't the first thing to go. It's the mind. If you condition a pitcher to only throw 100 pitches. Runner goes and stops, and the pitch is lined back into the right field corner. One hops the wall. Brignac's going to go to third. They'll put up the stop sign. Big turn by Fuld, and he dives back in at second with a double. Second and third, and Sam is 2 for 2 tonight. Fuld came barreling around second base. He had a difficult time figuring out where Brignac was, and he almost headed for third.
Well, I think that he figured too. Reed Brignac's going to run. He runs well. He's going to be running with 2 outs. So there's no doubt that he's going to score on that. Sam hits it hard into the corner. But right here, Tom Foley getting the read. Holds up Reed. Sam Fuld assuming he's got to go, right? Has to hurry back.
Well, there was a start and a stop by Brignac as that pitch was made. And that sets up ultimately a second and third situation. Here's Elliott Johnson. Elliott up in the number 2 spot tonight. And the pitch is a strike at the knees. Yeah, the point is you condition a guy to think, well, maybe I shouldn't be as sharp the next time out.
I would almost guarantee that plays into it. The mind is such a strong. It's such a strong thing, and you're right. The whole thing now, when you come up, is 100 pitches, 105. If you go 110, then you're going to get about 90, 95 the next time out, and so that's your mindset. So to go 115, 120 for a lot of guys, it's wow, did I overdid it? Now maybe I should have a light bullpen, or maybe I shouldn't even throw a bullpen this time through.
2-1. Well, that's another thing. Back when those pitchers made all those pitches and threw all those innings, they were throwing batting practice. They'd throw a long toss. They'd go out and throw from deep short on the infield as well. They'd take infield at times. They did a lot of throwing, and they
apparently had a lot of free time too.
Yeah.
Jeez.
2-1. Well, there were no video games to play in the clubhouse back then. Swing and a miss, and the count is 2-2. Three runs, 5 hits for the Rays. In second and third. 2 outs here in the second inning with a count 2-2. And a cut and a miss. That pitch had some bite on it. Slider strikes out Johnson. Through 2, 3-0 Tampa Bay. feeling good. You can't fight this feeling. You don't want to miss REO Speedwagon and the Rays Summer Concert Series presented by Hess Express coming up Saturday, April 30th after the Rays take on the Angels. Visit RaysBaseball.com for more information on the concert series and Rays Saturday nights presented by Bright House Sports Network.
Apparently he's trying to see through somebody.
I mean, he's serious.
Those look like a little too powerful for a dome, buddy.
Yeah, really. The first pitch strike to the third baseman, Brent Morrell. He leads it off and then back around to the top of the order. Juan Pierre and Gordon Beckham. Foul back, out of play. Sets the count at 1-2. You have the decorations ordered for the post-game concert, REO Speedwagon, right? We're going to decorate the booth and have a great time. 2-2.
I've got our wigs coming in.
Somehow I knew that. Liner into center. Will it stay up? It does! What a catch by Fuld. Another one. Sam Fuld, even without a cape, made a great catch. Ball stayed up just enough for Fuld, who's playing center field tonight.
Now, first time through the lineup, we've seen a couple of stellar defensive plays. How about that? Sam Fuld taken away. That's do or die. What a catch.
Getting a standing ovation here for that great effort. And Ozzy's going to come out and argue that it was trapped. Jay Upton says that's the way to play center field.
Yes, it is. David Price loving it.
Yeah. That gives you a little lift in your step if you're pitching.
Oh, you know, hey, when that ball comes off the bat, you've given up a lot of hits over the years, and that ball comes off your bat, and you're like, oh man, a leadoff single here. You see the dive, and you're thinking, does he have a chance? So no doubt with that reaction from David Price.
Juan Pierre takes it inside.
That will juice you up, just like the play from Reed Brignac. You assume those balls are going through. You assume they're going to be hits, and when they become a quick out, now you go to work.
And a little ground ball by the mound. Elliott Johnson flips to first, and Pierre is out of there. Two gone. Well, Fuld's ascension to greatness started with a catch that victimized Juan Pierre up in Chicago, and if he doesn't make this catch, that could have been an inside the park grand slam.
Allowed the Rays to stay in that ball game, and the angle at which he caught it was even more impressive. Left his feet way out there, completely horizontal, back towards the wall.
Pitch to Beckham is a strike.
Tore up that left forearm pretty good too.
Now the other thing that was impressive was the temperature at which he made that play. Another great play, this one by Rodriguez down at third. Well, the Rays are flashing some leather tonight. 1, 2, 3. Great play by Fuld on the sinking liner hit by Brent Morrell to start it. Rays lead. That great defensive play. And if anybody appreciates a play like this, it would be a member of the Rays pitching staff.
Taking away a sure hit. Checkers double the game. Sam Fuld to start off the inning and Sean Rodriguez to end it.
And Matt Joyce on the first pitch lines a single into center field. He was ready for that one, picking up his first hit off Edwin Jackson.
You're so used to Edwin Jackson and all his pitches being sharp. We've seen a couple of those rolling sliders. Take advantage of those. So far here in the early going, Rays hitters not missing mistakes. That's just a hanger. We've seen a few of those shot right back up over Edwin's back.
Felipe Lopez had a base hit to drive in the first run of the game, his first time. This one hits the mound, deflects to Ramirez at short. Beckham out there and over to Canerco out there for number 2. 6-4-3 on the double play. 2 pitches in and 2 outs.
You talked about the great defensive plays that pitchers love. They may love the double play a little bit more, especially after giving up a leadoff single, to be able to erase that runner and pick up 2 outs on 1 pitch.
Yeah, that's a big deal to get that leadoff guy off the bases once he's reached. Here's Ben Zobrist. Low. Ben belted his 3rd home run of the year in the first inning.
Hanging breaking ball. He took advantage of it.
One ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. Square the count at 2-2. Where the Rays in that game in Chicago saw one great slider after another, and then good heat. That's a fastball at 96 inside, says Hunter Wendelstedt.
Inside of what? I'll tell you what, that looked like a called 3rd strike there from Edwin Jackson.
Comes in again and a foul ball to the Rays dugout. Look out. That wouldn't be a good thing. That ball skipped into the dugout, and David Price saw a blur go by. Ooh, strike 3 call. Got him looking on the slider. We're through 3. Rays lead this game 3-0. 2-0. Time for the trivia question tonight, presented by AT&T. Who is the Chicago White Sox all-time winningest manager? Who's the winningest manager in White Sox history? That's our AT&T trivia question. Carlos Quentin to lead off the fourth. He had a base hit his first time. Pitch is too high. One and one. Nice right there to have him out in front.
Wonder what Carlos Quentin was looking for. Good changeup. He was way out in front.
There was some heat there. Just challenged him.
Yes, he did on the inner half. Carlos Quentin, we already talked about the fact that he loves the heater. Keep it close to him, just above the hands. That's where you're going to get him. You go above the hands. Can't catch up.
And a wave and a miss. How about that? Threw a slider to strike him out. He started it with that change.
He tried to get him here with the back door. Watch this sweep right across the middle of the plate. And David Price, you see his reaction. He's not happy with that pitch. He liked the result, but did not like the execution of the pitch, because that ball came right back across the middle of the plate. That's why David Price has that desire to be great. You know, he got a strikeout, but not happy with that, because he knows that pitch later in the game may get hit out of the yard.
Paul Konerko. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one. Rays end with a record of 6-9. The White Sox come in 7-8. High fly ball, left center field. Fuld is there and makes the catch.
Well, here's our Toyota inside look. Alex Rios, a lot of damage off David Price coming into this game, 7 for 11. You see, the last time they got together, he hurt him on breaking balls. So what does David Price do in the first at bat? Heater strike one, get ahead of him, staying hard. Just missed with 2 more heaters, and then finish him. 5 straight fastballs, and he continues to stay hard. Well, change up there, but continued to stay hard in that first at bat, because he had been hurt off that off speed in the previous game.
There's a fastball missing, and the count is 1-1. So starting Rios with that changeup, and then the fastball again,
which is not a bad idea. After 5 straight heaters, you give him that look of a heater, try to get that early quick strike.
2 balls and a strike.
It's amazing how you can mess with a hitter's mind by changing up your pattern that you normally attack him with, and all of a sudden he starts to wonder, now I don't have any idea what he's going to come at me with.
Foul ball back.
And you can create doubt in a hitter's mind when you have the stuff that David Price has, where there's not a whole lot of time to think, or you just react to pitches. You put a little doubt in their mind, make them a little defensive on their swing, and you can start to gain the upper hand.
And the count goes full. Missed with the fastball. 3-2 now. He got him. Strikes him out. Got him on a slider. 2 strikeouts in the inning, both coming on sliders. 10 in a row retired. Rays lead 3-0. Manager in White Sox history, maybe Tony La Russa, Paul Richards. How about Al Lopez? Our AT&T answer to who is the winningest manager in White Sox history, that would be Jimmy Dykes with 899. Casey Kochman opens the home half of the fourth. And he takes a strike. A good fastball. Kochman with good numbers against Edwin Jackson. Fouls this one. Came in 5 of 10 lifetime against Edwin Jackson. One ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball down to first. Canerco makes the play unassisted. 1 away.
Now, it looks like that slider tonight from Edwin Jackson. It looks more like a cutter. A lot of them stay in the same plane. That one he's able to get on Casey Kochman's hand, but just doesn't have that same bite. He wants this bite down and in. Just kind of rolls and stays up in the zone. Has more of the action of a cut fastball than it does a slider.
Now Sean Rodriguez going after the first pitch. And there's a strike. And if it's around the plate early, Sean will be swinging to try to stay away from that slider.
Pitch that has given him fits.
One and one. The Rays lineup tonight collectively coming into this game lifetime against Edwin 4 of 49, just a little over 200. So far tonight, they're 6 of 14 coming into this inning. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, he has not been as sharp as we've seen Edwin in the past against the Rays, and to the Rays hitters' credit, when he's made mistakes, they've taken advantage. They haven't popped him up, fouled him off. They've taken advantage and had that approach of going right back up the middle.
And there's a shot up the middle into center. Gonna hang up though, and Rios makes the catch. And I really think if you narrowed it down, the improved offense for the Rays, it would be that they've been more aggressive, not recklessly so, but it seems that when they go up there, they're more prepared to swing the bats or try to hit their way on right from the beginning.
Yeah, what worked so well for the offense last year, they didn't put up great numbers batting average wise, but scored a ton of runs, and a lot of that had to do with not only how aggressive they are on the base paths, but the ability to take a walk and be patient. Well, you know, that cat was out of the bag from the beginning of the season, and everybody was just pounding the strike zone with them. They were so patient that they were putting themselves in terrible counts. And you're right, Dwayne. They made an absolute change in philosophy. That first game in Boston against Daisuke, when they came out and they were ready to swing from the opening pitch, and if it was over the plate early in the count, a hellacious hat got taken. And ever since then, they've kind of stuck with it.
3-0. Well, wasn't that the most basic approach to hitting to begin with?
When you start out, yeah, 3, 4, 5 years old. Yeah.
You go up there ready to hit, but you're supposed to pick out a good pitch. Ball 4, and Jaso is on. And if you get down 2 strikes, you used to choke up.
Oh, it too. You know, a lot of umpires now with the small strike zones. You know, with strike zones used to be a little bit wider. You know, you had hitters that they went up there, they knew we got to be ready to swing the bat. So that was the thought going into the game from both sides. But now, well, you can keyhole and work counts and try to get pitchers' pitch counts up to 100 because you know they're out of the game.
They'll be tired by then.
See how it all works together. Because all these lineups know that. You know, you get to a pitcher to 100, 105 pitches, he's out of the game, so let's make him work early.
1 strike the count to Reed Brignac.
You get a strike thrower with good stuff, and he's going to make you look silly.
Well, that's part of the Rays game plan, and you know, for a long time that was part of the Yankees offensive game plan. Red Sox, you want to get a pitcher to throw 100 pitches by the 5th inning.
Yes, and they were successful many times in doing that. Get into that bullpen, you have a bullpen eat up 10-12 outs in a ball game against those lineups. Really good for an opportunity to score a lot of runs.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, one thing it will do over the span of a baseball season is wear down a pitching staff. If you start to run that bullpen in there in the 5th inning with regularity, you're going to be in big trouble.
That's a lot of outs for a bullpen to eat up night in and night out. Going 3 1/3, 3 2/3 every single night. You're right. By the All-Star break, these guys are gassed.
2-2 the count to Reed Brignac. Ball. Beckham from second makes the play. We've completed 4 innings at Tropicana Field, and the Rays lead 3-0.
David Price on the mound tonight for Tampa Bay, just recently voted by BleacherReport.com the most popular Major League Baseball player to follow on Twitter. I think Dave was proud of it because that might have been him that posted up that sign there in the clubhouse. There you can see, guys, we need a little help at Sun Sports Rays. Less than 1,300 followers. David Price has over 26,000. His dog Astro even has about 300. And our own Laura McKeeman has over 4,000. There's Laura right there. She'll be working in our post-game show, Rays Live, the post-game show. She has over 4,000. So, guys, we need to enlist some of her followers onto Sun Sports Rays. We're trailing the pack.
Yeah, BA and I aren't even in the pack.
It's on you. I barely sleep knowing that. I'm more of the J.P. Howell type of thinking.
Yeah, and I think we're simpatico with J.P. Howell, at least on that topic.
Yeah.
1-0 count to Ramirez. Yeah, J.P. is what did he say in the pregame? He's done with it.
Yeah,
he's not sure what it is.
I've never seen it,
but he's done with it.
But he's done with it. The Facebook, the MySpace, the Twitter. He's got no time for it, he said.
And we'll talk with him about that on Wednesday. We'll schedule to have a chat with him here in the booth. We're looking forward to that. 3-0. We'll tell him that we heard on Twitter that his throwing sessions have gone well.
Wonder if he signed a release to allow that information out.
I don't know. Ramirez draws a walk on 4 pitches. So the leadoff man is on base for the first time in an inning tonight for the White Sox. Ramon Castro. Castro, the ball deep to short in the second inning, and Grignac made a nice play. One strike to count to him. I remember Castro for being behind the plate with Mark Burley through his perfect game against the Rays in July of 09. Two strikes to count to Castro. Strike 3. Castro had an unsettling at bat there in regard to Hunter Wendelstedt.
Well, the second pitch was a fastball that Ramon thought was off the plate away, and then how about this? Come back and get him with like a little backdoor cutter. That ball coming just the outside corner of the plate, too close to take, especially the previous fastball that was called. Boy, that's a new weapon.
Brent Lillibridge takes a pitch inside. Yeah, that's a nice pitch to have. You know, you may not make a steady diet of those, but to drop that out there every once in a while, that's a great pitch.
Well, no, it has to be a pitch that is set up properly. And if you do, you'll get a strikeout on it a lot. You saw just like right there, you know, he throws a fastball away. Castro's talking to the umpire, questioning whether that ball was off the plate. I can't believe you called that a strike. And then David Price drops that cutter right out of the same slot and cuts it over the outside corner to pick up the strikeout. Now, the one that he threw to Carlos Quentin, that kind of cut back. You know, he's trying to throw that little backdoor cutter, backdoor slider, and that yanked across the middle of the plate. That's why if that pitch is not set up properly, it becomes very hittable. Fortunate he got away with that one.
2 balls and a strike.
It's a good pitch to use. You get ahead of a guy 0-2 and you rifle a fastball off the outside corner, you know, 6-8 inches off. Let him look out there and see it, take it for a ball, and then drop that backdoor cutter, backdoor slider right off of that. They give up on it out of your hand. They see it off the plate away. Okay, it's the same pitch. By the time they realize it's got a little cut, little break to it, too late. Go ahead and take it back to the dugout.
Runner at first with 1 out, 2-2 the count on the hitter. Ground ball through the hole on the left side. Stopping at second, Ramirez. So a walk and a single. And for the first time since the first, the White Sox have 2 men on base at the same time.
Well, and you don't want to overuse it. Right? He's coming with it again, like where that ball ends up. Little backdoor cut. Ball ends up middle of the plate, and that's why you don't use it very often and you set it up properly. Because if you go to it too many times, it's an easy pitch to yank across the plate.
Morel fouls it back. Put out in front on that pitch. One and one. pitch count and the percentage of the hard stuff he's gone with tonight. A ball, 2 strikes. First, out there, ball scooped by Kochman. So Ramirez advances to third, and Lillibridge is in there at second. Morrell out, Kochman unassisted, 2 gone. So it's Juan Pierre, the top of the order. And a strike is called. Pierre twice has grounded out to the right side. It back, trying to get around on the fastball, and the count is 0-2. He is gone, out on strikes. Fastball, 2 strikeouts in the inning, 2 men left to hit and a walk. Bottom half of inning 5 coming, 3-0 Rays. Six strikeouts, given up a couple of hits and no runs, and he's been supported by a 3-run first. Felipe Lopez singled home a run, and Ben Zobrist belted a slider into the seats in right field, a 2-run shot. It's been 3-0 since the first. The Rays had a couple men in scoring position in the second, but did not score. Jim Hickey along with David Price. Top of the order, Sam Fuld. The first pitch is in there for a strike. Sam 2 for 2. 3 for 3. Another base hit. This one right back through the middle. Couple of breaking pitches, and Fuld was right on that one.
Well, he's got such a good approach right now. He went right back up the middle in his first at bat with a line drive off of a fastball. Here, sees a first pitch curveball, then another one, stays right on it, shoots it right back up the middle. Nothing fancy. That ball's away, no use trying to pull it. You're going to ground out to second base. Doesn't get greedy, takes a single.
He'd have to be your favorite player just on the basis of the fact that he chokes up on the bat.
You love to choke up, D-Wayne.
Yeah. I mean, it's great for him, and it'd be great for a lot of hitters with 2 strikes. You know, when you want to keep the at-bat alive, and you talk about building up pitch counts on opposing pitchers, just frustrate those pitchers.
Hey, listen, you can keep trying to sell me on it. I'm not buying.
Elliott Johnson, pitch out, but nothing doing. 1 ball, no strikes. Are you not buying because you don't want pitchers to be frustrated, or you just don't think that's a good approach?
I'm thinking to myself, if you have to choke up, then use a smaller bat all the time. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. That wasn't a very accomplished hitter. That's just what I'm thinking.
I got you. The pitch down, 2-0. Yeah, but here's the thing. So if you get 2 strikes, you're going to go back and get a smaller bat every time?
I'll just use the small bat the whole time.
Yeah, but then you would lose the
my power
advantage
for
of
the
taking
first 2 ABs.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Hey, I guess it's a comfort thing. See, some of these they don't even. You can put a little string of tape, I guess, and choke up. But I think a lot of guys nowadays they don't look at that as very manly.
Yeah,
choking
it's
up.
not macho.
It's an ego.
It's all an ego thing.
Well, that's why I'm totally against it.
I understand that. The count. There he goes. A swing and a miss and the throw. Oh, they're going to get him. Fuld going in head first is tagged out by Alexi Ramirez, caught stealing for the 3rd time.
Now, the White Sox have not been very good at this all season long, but Ramon Castro here gets up, and he knows he's got him. Just make a nice throw. He got up and out of there quick, good release, plenty of time.
Yeah, that's the first runner they've thrown out this year. They were 0 for 14 coming into this game in that department. Elliott Johnson fouls it. Johnson, as a hitter with a guy running, did everything he could on that swing and a miss.
Yeah, that pitch was up and out of the zone, and him hitting from the left side, that ball was up and away from him. It was almost a little hybrid pitch out. Easy for Castro to handle, coming out of his crouch, making that catch, and being able to fire out Fuld.
2-2. Popper, pitch hit on him. Morel, the third baseman, foul ground, makes the one-handed catch. 2 outs. Base is empty now after that leadoff single and the caught stealing. Matt Joyce, who picked up his first hit in the 3rd inning, his first hit ever off Edwin Jackson. So Matt's 1 for 2 tonight, hitting .289 on the year. And a popper, shallow center. Hey, that's going to drop in there for a base hit. Well, that'll make up for a couple of line drives he hit off Jackson earlier before he picked up his first hit against him. Joyce 2 for 3 tonight.
Just a fastball that gets in a little bit right off the label. Well placed.
Now Lopez, who drove in the first run of the game, grounded into a double play started by the shortstop Ramirez in the 3rd. Pitch up and in. This White Sox staff, and of course Jackson, not the sinker ball pitcher, but they have guys in their rotation who will throw a lot of ground balls and therefore a lot of double play ground balls. Runner goes, pitch is a strike, and the throw. This one is not in time. Matt Joyce 2 for 2 in the steal department. down to Lopez, goes to 1-1, and Matt Joyce strikes again.
Matt Joyce off and running, got that little bit of an open stance going into second base, and this pitch not as easy for Ramon Castro to handle. See Alexi Ramirez having to scoop that. Too much glove movement. Had to go up and back and over to make the tag, and Joyce in there well ahead.
2-1. So the Rays stealing their way into scoring position. Lopez drove in Sam Fuld in the first inning, trying to get Matt Joyce home in the fifth. 2-2.
I'll tell you what, when the Rays come into a series and see a ball club that is struggling controlling the running game, boy, mouths start to water a little bit. You saw what they've done the last couple of years to Boston, who's had a deficiency in that area. Just steal at will, and they will send everybody.
Into left center field. Pierre on the run, can't get there. One hops the wall, extra bases for Lopez. Joyce will score. The Rays have their fourth run of the game. Lopez picking up his third double and driving in his second run of the night.
Well, keep scratching, keep clawing. This all starts with 2 outs. Get a runner into scoring position, get another slider. Doesn't have the good break, stays middle of the plate, more of a spinner. Felipe Lopez waits back nicely on that. Is able to drive it out into left center field. One hop the wall, increase that lead.
All 4 of these runs have scored with 2 outs tonight for the Rays. And here is Ben Zobrist. Ben looking for a fastball. That pitch is in there for a strike off speed. Found himself way out in front before he could think about holding up. This one in and off the mid of Castro. Over to third goes Lopez. Here's another look at that pass ball.
Well, fastball in. That ball almost cutting away from Castro. As it gets in behind Ben Zobrist, and Castro not able to corral it.
Rays have had base runners on in every inning and hits in every inning except the fourth when Jason drew a walk. 4 runs for the Rays, 9 hits. A fastball by him. This ball up, and Zobrist missed it.
And had some good velocity, and that one looked like it almost cut a little bit. He's thrown a couple of those really hard fastballs that he's jumped on. Almost appear to have some cutting action.
And a swing and a miss at another fastball. Zobrist out on strikes. Rays come up with another 2-out run, and they lead 4-0. To take a look at the upcoming Rays schedule, brought to you by Just for Men Hair Color. White Sox in for 3 more, all starting at 6:40. We'll be with you at 6 o'clock tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. Hope you're making plans to be here at the ballpark. And then it's on the road again into Toronto and Minnesota. We're looking forward to the upcoming Rays schedule, and you can live forward with Just for Men Hair Color. Gordon Beckham, second baseman, leads it off. 1 ball, no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. James Shields and John Danks pitch tomorrow night. And a strike makes it 2-1. Into right center field. Zobrist closing and makes a fine grab on that one. Zobrist horizontal there for a moment, making the catch. Rays showing some outstanding D tonight.
Now off the bat looks good. Ben Zobrist closing hard, watches it right into the glove. He got a nice view of that. Keep his eye right on it. Make a nice play, continue to flash. Some good defense out there behind David Price.
Clinton out in front of a changeup, fouling it. It's a strike. Well, the Rays got a very good play back in the second inning. Nice stop by Elliott Johnson, low throw, and Kochman made a nice play on a ball hit by Ramirez, and then Brignac made that outstanding play on the ball in the hole at short off the bat of Castro. Another changeup, back-to-back changeups. And then it was Fuld, a great catch in the third. Rodriguez, a great play at third in the third inning. Zobrist, a great catch here in the sixth. Inside just a little bit. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 2 changeups in the fastball. A 1-2 count. And a bit too much again. 2-2. Strike 3 call. They got him looking. Well, a nice job there. Caught him looking on a hard slider.
Dwayne, I think that may be a new toy for David Price. This has more of a cut action. It's not a real big break. That's a little cutter.
Yeah.
At 90 miles an hour, catching that outside corner. When he's thrown that properly and kept it away, you see the hitters just give up on it. A little jelly leg on the front. He's yanked a couple back across the plate that have been hit. I think he just found himself a new pitch to play around with.
Well, that never hurts. 7 strikeouts for Price. 1-0 count to Konerko. The strike on the corner. 1-1. Well, any heights that Price attains really doesn't surprise you, because he has great desire. He's a guy who's bright, he pays attention, works hard, understands that there's a dedication factor in there. Right center field, there comes Fuld, and he makes the catch on the run to retire the side. 1-2-3. Bottom of inning 6 coming, 4-0 Rays. In the game tonight and all season long, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Rays home run televised on Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. Well, the Rays scored 3 in the first, added another run in the fifth. They have a 4-0 lead. The Rays have trailed in every game this year except that 16-5 win they had last Monday in Boston. And they've led throughout this one to this point. There's Casey Kochman. The Rays trying to add some more here against Edwin Jackson. Casey 0 for 2, a couple of ground balls. Entered the game 5 out of 10 against Edwin Jackson. There's a base hit. Well, with those numbers, you know that it had to come sooner or later. And the Rays are in double figures in the hit department. The fastball.
Yeah, Casey Kochman gets on top of a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Drives it out into right field. Gets that leadoff man on for the Rays here in the 6th.
Now Sean Rodriguez.
I'd be mildly surprised if they sent Kochman.
Yes. It certainly would be the element of surprise. And a bunt by Sean. Barehanded pickup and the throw by Jackson in time, and a snap throw from Konerko down to Ramirez, but Kochman is back in there.
Well, hey, fans, check us out on Facebook.com/Fox Sports Florida Sun Sports, where you'll find behind-the-scenes videos, polls, discussions, and more. Great way to interact with other Rays fans and stay up to date on Fox Sports Florida and Sun Sports events and telecasts. So keep up with us.
Yeah, Todd is tallying the Twitter count, and apparently we've added 22 since the last time we mentioned that.
What? Begging. We're begging on air. There's nothing more pathetic.
Todd is elated with those numbers.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
All of Twitter. All of Twitter all the time.
A ball, no strikes, the count to John Jaso. Twitter.
Giddy.
1-1. 4-10-0 for the Rays. 0-3-0 for the White Sox. Lopez with 2 runs batted in, and Zobrist has 2 tonight. Kochman's at first with 1 out. Jaso foul just outside first. And Konerko shading the line back of first base. Jaso back in there. The other way with a looper down the left side. Pierre just inside the line makes the grab. So 2 away. Pierre's had 2 or 3 plays like that where he's had trouble making the successful catch on him. One was pretty close to that kind of play in the series up in Chicago. The Rays were up there last week. And after they left town, he went into the corner and left and had one get away from him.
And it makes it a little bit tougher here, too, with the roof. Trying to keep your eye on the ball as you're running full speed. The head's bouncing around.
Grinyak, a little piece of it. Foul, strike 1. It's a good idea to not take your eye off the ball.
Well, you can't. I mean, here in the old Minneapolis Metrodome. When that ball went up, you had to stay on it. If you turned your back for a minute, turned your head to try to find something, the wall, that's what you saw B.J. Upton the other day.
Roller out to Beckham. The toss in time. Rays leave a man at second. We're through 6 and the Rays lead 4-0.
Get in on the action with exclusive on-field seating in the Papa John's bullpen box. Available dates are going fast, so act now to make your private group reservation behind the Rays bullpen by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or go online at raysbaseball.com.
Alex Rios leads off, and the pitch is up and away. Well, the White Sox picked up 2 hits in the first inning. They had another hit in the 5th. There's a strike. And that's been it for Chicago. They did draw a walk in the 5th inning as well. Rios rolls it foul up the right side. So Rios, after dominating David Price through his first 11 official at bats, in which he went 7 of 11, has struck out twice tonight, swinging both times. Pretty close right there.
He just struck out Rios and Wendelstedt.
Yeah.
Watch Wendelstedt buckle right here.
Strike 3, got him that time. Wendelstedt says he's out of there on strikes, looking this time. 0 for 3.
And brought the A game against Rios tonight. Misses with the fastball in. Misses with the fastball away.
And strikes him out with it.
There you go.
Now that's 8 strikeouts. Pitch foul out of play by Alexi Ramirez. 8 strikeouts, and 6 of those now have come in the last 3 1/3 innings since the 4th. A pop foul going to be out of play. 0-2. Top half of the 7th. Down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We mentioned that Johnny Damon sharing with Dan Herron of the Angels the American League Player of the Week honors. And AAA, the International League Pitcher of the Week, was Alex Torres, the young lefty the Rays got in the deal with the Angels for Scott Kazmir. Fly ball to left. Matt Joyce takes care of that. Price has been very good tonight, and so has the defense.
Elliott Johnson had to come a long way to make that throw, and then Kochman with the great scoop. How about Reed Brignac? The great play. Not an easy hop to handle. And the outfield's like, hey, let us in on the act. They've gotten in there, too. I think outside of those plays, David Price has struck everybody else out.
That's right.
That's it.
Pitch is down. Well, this is a supreme example of how better than average defense makes your pitching even better.
And why the Rays put such a premium on athleticism.
Let's see. Castro, a long shot. This one's going to be over the head of Sam Fuld. Go back to the wall. And Castro will get 2 bases on this, a double to center, as the White Sox pick up their 4th hit. We were talking about Alex Torres a moment ago, starting the year at AAA for the Durham Bulls. 2 starts. He got a win and did not allow an earned run in those 2 starts. 17 strikeouts, just 2 walks and 5 hits, and the Rays wanted him to go to AAA and sharpen up his command. And he's done that through the first couple outings.
It sounds very Wusthof-like. Very sharp.
Lillibridge. He did not go on the appeal, says Carapazzi. One ball, no strikes. A little tap. Charged by Brignac, and a nice play to get Lillibridge, and that retires the side.
Good night so far for the Rays, 4-0 as we head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. You saw Sam Fuld in a lot of those highlights right there, and why not? 3 for 3 tonight, guys. And with that 3 for 3 performance, look at the current AL leaders in batting average. Fuld has tied Alex Rodriguez for the top spot in the American League, and Tyler Kepner is here from the New York Times. He is writing a feature on Fuld that will be seen in Wednesday's New York Times. The legend continues to grow, guys.
Well, let's see what he can do here leading off the bottom of the 7th. Todd Callis with another timely report as Sam Fuld has moved into a tie for the league lead in hitting, and there's another base hit. Fuld does it again. Sam is 4 for 4 tonight, 3 singles and a double. A base hit to open the bottom of the 7th. The Rays have 11 hits.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. Doesn't hit this one all that well, but he drops it out in there in the right field. See on Foxmo, the swing, very little stride, simple mechanics.
He's hitting .396 now. How about that?
And he chokes up.
Yeah, see?
Wayne, there's a method to your madness.
I'm telling you.
Well,
you know what you could have hit and you choked up when you played?
I just want to know that when Sam goes into the hall, will he wear a Rays hat?
One would think he would.
As of now.
Yeah, here's Elliott Johnson. Well, it's been a fun story. There's no question about that. And, you know, this is the kind of thing. We talked about this in spring training. People were wondering, what kind of team is it going to be? How good can they be? You know, it's amazing over the course of a baseball season, the great stories that emerge, you know, from a guy who's 29 years old is getting a chance maybe to establish himself in the big leagues here, and Sam Fuld taking advantage of it.
I know we've talked about this before, but what I chuckle about is the fact that if Manny Ramirez is still here, Sam Fuld's a pinch runner.
That's exactly right.
He's a pinch runner and an occasional defensive replacement. But he's gotten an opportunity with Manny not here. Johnny Damon has been getting the bulk of the DH. The at-bats in that position. Sam Fuld goes out to left field. And here we go.
And we would have never seen the first-hand advantages of choking up.
No, we would not.
1-1 the count as Johnson tried to bunt Fuld over that time, and he bunted it foul.
Is a living, breathing how-to video live every night.
He does a lot of things right. We talked about that too. His defense, his throwing.
Starts with his effort level.
Yep.
He brings it every night. Doesn't step between the lines without giving a full 100% every single night.
Back in is Jackson. Goes over to Konerko. Pitch out, but nothing doing. 2-1. Sam singled and scored in the first inning. That opened the scoring. He doubled in the second, singled in the fifth, and was caught stealing. He's at first in the seventh inning. Over to first base, back in. Rays took 3 out of 4 from the Minnesota Twins, and they lead in the opening game of a 4-game series against the Chicago White Sox. And the bunt back toward Jackson. He'll go to second. Out there, the bunt a little hard, and so the sacrifice attempt turns into a fielder's choice.
Yeah, and Edwin Jackson did a nice job of hopping off the mound there. That ball was bunted a little too hard into his glove side. So he was able to get to it quick, spin and throw. Nicely done.
So now Johnson is aboard with 1 out. Sale, the big left-hander, he's been throwing in the bullpen, and the pitch to Joyce is strike 1. toss over there. Jackson is moving into the mid-90s in pitch count. It's a little wide. 1-1. Rays with 4 runs, 11 hits. And ball 2 up and in as Jackson hurried his delivery to the plate.
Yeah, the threat of that running game, the fact that the Rays have not been shy about sending guys tonight. Get Edwin Jackson thinking about that. You're right, Dwayne. Completely out of rhythm.
Yeah, the Rays didn't shut it down after Fuld was caught stealing. They sent Joyce, who successfully swiped second. Elliott Johnson, he's capable of stealing a base over at first.
Had 30 last year in Durham.
Joyce fouls it back. That's going to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, the Rays are going to miss Mark Burley in this series for the entire season series as he talks it over with Dale Torborg there. I barely recognized him. Dale, that is. Ground ball by the mound. Second base, Beckham. Ramirez over to first for the double play. 4-6-3, and Jackson almost did a backspin to get out of the way to allow the double play to start. Rays take on the White Sox again tomorrow. That'll be James Shields against John Dakes. We'll greet you on Sun Sports again in high definition beginning at 6 o'clock leading up to the first pitch. Shields coming off a good outing and no decision, however, against the Minnesota Twins. They're looking for his first win of the year. First pitch here in the 8th inning. The 100th pitch of the night for David Price, and that's ball 1. There's a strike. 1-1. Kyle Farnsworth is busy in the Rays bullpen. chop towards short, charged by Brignac. Will go to first in time.
David Price has been very good all night long. Big fastball when he's needed it. He's brought out a little backdoor cutter. It's a new weapon. Had fabulous defense played behind him and he's taken advantage of it. So far, just 4 hits given up, no runs.
Juan Pierre, pitch outside. A ball, no strikes. It's Matt Thornton. He's replaced Sale in the bullpen. Two and 0. Now 3-0. 8 strikeouts. 1 walk issued tonight by Price. No runs on 4 hits. And he walks Juan Pierre. So the White Sox have a base runner with 1 out in the 8th.
Well, the one thing the Rays defense hasn't done tonight is turn a double play.
Yeah, with all of the great defensive work, no DPs yet.
How about a DP for DP?
Be a great idea.
How cheesy was that?
There's a strike. There's never any penalty for aggressive mistakes. Full speed ahead. Matt Thornton continues to have his problems even in the bullpen. He almost picked off Jeff Cox, the third base coach.
He did.
He
did. He
was
caught him
hobbling
good.
around. And now Cox not only is going to get out of the way of the hitter, but also the bullpen. It's popped up right side foul. That's going to be out of play.
Yeah, he threw one wide. It came sizzling down and got him right in the ankle, back of the leg.
There's the proximity. Well, if he gets hit now, they really have bullpen problems. To the count on Beckham. Strike 3 call. How about that? 9 strikeouts now for David Price.
How about this? A little backdoor cutter again. That's in a perfect spot. Start it off the plate. Just break it onto the outside corner. Gordon Beckham's reaction tells you all you need to know. Nothing you can do about that pitch when it's executed properly.
Here's Carlos Quentin. The pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. So David Price with 9 strikeouts. He's walked 2 and has given up 4 hits. It's wide. 2-0. David's single game high in strikeouts is 11. He's done that twice. Strike in there on Quentin. Well, he's used a changeup tonight a few times as well to try to keep this Chicago offense honest. 2-2.
He got away with one there. He knows it. This 2-1 changeup, a little bit slower on the body action and not very good on the location. You see Quentin was right on it.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a man at first. And a pop fly, shallow center. Fuld is there to make the catch. No runs, a walk, and a man left. Bottom of the 8th coming, 4-0 Tampa Bay. Brought to you by Sonic. Right now at Sonic, you can get your hands on 4 new premium beef hot dogs, now just $1.99 each. David Price, 8 shutout innings tonight. The Rays lead 4-0. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Edwin Jackson will be lifted. And Matt Thornton, the new pitcher. Thornton supposed to be the closer. And the first pitch to Felipe Lopez is a strike. Foul out of play up the right side, 0-2.
Sometimes moving from that setup role into the closer's role, those are a different set of 3 outs. And not everybody can handle it. Not to say that Matt Thornton won't eventually thrive in the closer's role, but here in the early going, it's been rough.
A shot back into left field. That ball's got a chance to go and will. Felipe Lopez hits an 0-2 pitch out of here. He had a slider that hung up there for him. And the Rays have their 5th run of the night.
Trying to throw a slider down and in. Stays on the same plane, and Felipe Lopez does a nice job of just bringing his hands through quick, close to his body. He caught it clean and got it out of here.
Lopez with his 3rd hit of the night. A big cut by Zobrist on a fastball, and he misses strike 1. Three runs batted in tonight for Lopez. Singled in the first run of the game for the Rays in the first inning. Swing and a miss. 0-2. The last couple pitches, I think the first pitch to Zobrist was 96, and that one registered at 99. One ball, 2 strikes. So after that home run off the slider, nothing but hard stuff to Ben Zobrist. Fastball again is fouled away. Rays with a dozen hits. No ball again. 5 straight fastballs here in this at bat to Zobrist. Strikes him out. Zobrist, all fastballs until that last pitch, and that was a hard slider. Pitch in around 90.
That was the one that he was looking for to Felipe Lopez. Try to drop it from the bottom of the strike zone down out, ahead in the count. That one had a much better break.
Casey Kochman to face the lefty. Fouls it. Kochman had a base hit in the 6th inning. Casey 1 for 3. One to count.
A little slip on the delivery there by Thornton. That landing leg coming out from under him.
2. One ball, 2 strikes. Into right center. Lillibridge is there and makes the catch. 2 gone. Well, Thornton, who has struggled this year, as we mentioned at the outset, their bullpen has been an issue recently. And Thornton has struggled. He's supposed to be the closer. He had 8 saves last year. He was 8 out of 10 in save opportunities a year ago. Strike 1 to Sean Rodriguez. It's a 1-1 count. Back at first. That's a foul ball. Just foul. Boy, I'll tell you, that is as close as you can come to getting a ball fair without it being fair.
Well, you see the kick up, and it looks like chalk, except that's painted. So it shouldn't be kicking up anything. So you look here, and as it hits, you see that kick up right there, which most of the time in a ballpark, you assume that's chalk being kicked up, but since this is turf and it's painted, deke the fans.
And there is strike 3 call. A fastball at 96. Rays add a run. 5-0 through 8. inning and a very good night for David Price.
David Price, outstanding for 8 innings. Just gave up the 4 hits. He punched out 9. He did it on a lot of different pitches. Even brought out a new one. Little backdoor cutter, the last 2 strikeouts you saw. How about that line? 114 pitches. May not start for another couple weeks. That's a little strong. Great outing by David.
And Joel Peralta, the veteran right-hander, comes on for the 8th time. Here's Konerko. First pitch is a strike. So an 8-inning outing and 114 pitches for David Price. Peralta last worked on Friday in the Minnesota series. He worked 1 inning and picked up a strikeout. That was in relief of Wade Davis. There's a strike with a curveball. 1-2.
Good sweeper there by Joel Peralta, catching that outside corner, using every bit of that plate.
Cut to miss. Konerko out of there. Get some action on that fastball down, and that's 10 strikeouts for Rays pitching tonight. And you, too, can be a part of all the fun and excitement of Rays baseball. With your family, friends, and coworkers, 2011 group party areas and suites are available right now. Reserve your exclusive area by calling 888-FAN-RAYS or visiting RaysBaseball.com. Alex Rios. Pitch is down. Rios struck out 3 times against Price tonight. No strikes. That pitch is low. 2-0. Throws him a strike. It's 2-1. Rays about hit the White Sox 12-4. Curveball that didn't bite as much as he would want. 3-1. Alexi Ramirez on deck. And ball 4. Alex Rios draws the walk.
No, you don't say that too many times with Peralta on the mound. He's not walked anybody this season, only walked 9 all of last year.
You can see he's not happy with himself.
No.
Giving up the walk.
Prides himself. You're going to get on base against me, you're going to earn your way on.
Well, there's Alexi Ramirez. Still looking for the double play ball tonight. And there's the strike. Moving down and away. Be a nice way to end it. Opening game of the series. Game 2 tomorrow night. Shields and Danks, the matchup. There's the runner, and the pitch is foul. The Rays not paying a lot of attention to Rios with a 5-run lead here in the 9th inning. Set. Takes off. The pitch is low. And so Rios moves up on indifference. The count is 1-2 on Ramirez. Edwin Jackson worked 7 innings tonight for the White Sox. Last time he pitched here, he made 149 pitches and threw a no-hitter. 8 innings and 7 innings and 98 pitches tonight. Foul ball holds the count at 1-2. Always works from the stretch. Foul ball right back into the screen. He got Konerko swinging, then walked Rios, who moved to second on indifference. And it's still 1-2 on Alexi Ramirez. Two and two. 35-year-old right-hander. Rays signed him to a 1-year deal this past December. He's the oldest member of the Rays pitching staff at 35. Threw him that fastball in a good spot. Strikeout number 2.
Well, Peralta finally getting sick of dealing with Alexi Ramirez. Little slide step fastball. Powers it right to the outside corner. Great location. Gets out in front nicely.
11 strikeouts for Rays pitching tonight. Mark Teahan will pinch hit for Castro. The pitch is down. Castro doubled in the 7th inning. He went 1 for 3 before giving way to Teahan. 2-0. White Sox had a couple hits in the first, a hit in the fifth, a hit in the seventh. They've drawn 3 walks tonight, but the 4 hits they've accumulated. Peralta misses down. 3-0. It's A.J. Brzezinski who has moved on deck. It's a strike, a 3-0 pitch. On a strike around the knees. Three one. That will run it full. A foul ball out of play. Full count with 2 outs and a man at second. Rays have led throughout. They led all the way in that 16-5 win at Boston. They've led all the way tonight. And the 3-2. Ground ball shortstop. Brignac to first. Rays win it. Rays are winners on a ground ball off the bat of Tian. Brignac to Kochman. It's a 5-0 combination shutout tonight by David Price and Joel Peralta. No runs, a walk, and a man left in the 9th inning for the White Sox. Took 2 hours and 26 minutes to play this game. And David Price will even his record at 2-2 on the year, defeating the White Sox for the first time in his young career. Edwin Jackson, the losing pitcher, his first defeat of the season. His record now 2 wins and 1 loss. So the Rays back on the winning side of the ledger. They have won 6 of their last 7 after winning the first 3 in the series against Minnesota, dropping yesterday's game and coming back to win, pounding out 12 hits and taking the first game of this series 5-0. Right now, let's go to the field and Todd Callis.
Dwayne, thank you. And Sam, what a performance by you and the team early on against a guy like Edwin Jackson who can get in a groove. Those first inning 2-out runs had to really loosen up things on this team.
Yeah, absolutely. He's kind of had our number, not just early in the year, but just talking with other guys. I know he's obviously the no-hitter last year. We haven't had a lot of success off him, so to get out early like that, that's huge for our confidence.
You're a guy that knows a lot about numbers. They actually had more hits against him tonight and more runs than the last 3 games combined, so that's how good he has been. For you, what was your approach tonight against EJ?
Just continue to be aggressive. You know, I knew last outing he threw a lot of fastballs, and I just was trying to be simple with it and just hit it hard somewhere. I think his slider was a little better the first time we saw him. He seemed to hang a couple of them today to us, so we capitalized on that.
And we see your 4-hit performance there. With that 4 for 4, as of right now, there's still games going on. You're leading the American League in hitting.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
can you believe that?
No.
You moved from 7th to 1st tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to be out there, period. And it's, a lot of things have changed pretty quickly, but I'm just trying to make the most of this opportunity.
You played the corners. Tonight you played center field. Is it easier for you when you're in center, looking in at the catcher, getting a jump, knowing where the pitch is going?
Yeah, I've always loved center. Kind of came up playing that position. And to me, yeah, you get the best breaks there. The ball comes off the bat, the truest there. So, I've always loved center. It's my favorite.
The diving catch today, did we open up any of those wounds that you had against Chicago at their place?
Yeah, opened up some old ones. And
I like the catch, and then you kind of style it here at the end.
I wasn't trying to. I was worried that my hand was on fire. I got a little turf burn on that hand.
So you were just protecting the hand there? It wasn't for the extra points?
No, that was the last thing I was worried about was style.
So what happened? I mean, you had the whole thing wrapped up. Was it finally clean, and is it reopened now?
I don't even know. There's just too much going on in my body. I'm keeping these Band-Aid companies in business. So.
Final thing, you see the crowd around you here. They gave you a standing O coming off of that catch. The fans are obviously appreciating, and you know what's happening, what is now called the Legend of Sam Fuld. It's got to be pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's awesome. It's great to see these fans supporting me. It's a lot has changed, like I said, but this is I'm making the most of it, loving this opportunity.
Well, go enjoy it.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You'll hear the crowd here, guys, as Sam Fuld walks off. They absolutely love the guy, and why not? It's been quite a story here in the first month of the season. Back to you, Dwayne.
All right, Todd, thank you very much. The Rays are winners, 5-0. We'll be back to wrap it up after this.